is. It's your middleman CEO, Shon-Jhon. Listen, I just hope this blesses you like in some way. I just hope it changes your life in some way. So I do this channel, I do this content so that I can share with people what I've learned, right? So it might not always line up with what you want to accomplish in life, and I get it. So that's why I always say, look, I'm giving you the content. I know it's not for everybody, but it, like for instance, if you're financially stable, you got money, you got your future secured, then you probably don't need to start a middleman business. But if you're like most of us and you need to learn how to make income and you need to learn how to make money away from your job because you want to take care of your family, you want to take care of your kids, you want to eat healthy, live a long life, right? It costs money to live longer. Did you know that, right? So the health care that you get when you make a substantial amount of money can help you to potentially live longer. The foods that you can afford right now, a lot of you probably eat off the dollar menus, and that's not the healthiest food. I've done it too, and I gained a lot of weight. I didn't feel good, but now I'm able to eat off the healthy side of the menu, and it costs more to live longer. It costs more to be healthy so you can live longer. I have two young kids. I would like to be here to see them grow up, get married, have their own family. I want to be here longer, so I do understand that it takes money to do that. I've lived in tough places, bad neighborhoods where it's dangerous. It's risking your life just to stop and get gas, and that's not a good feeling. It ain't fun. It ain't cute, and it ain't safe. There are some places where I have to tell my wife, even here in Dallas, I'm like, hey, never stop there, right? So I always make sure that the gas tank is full. It never goes past half. I always keep it full so you don't have to stop and get gas, right? Because there's some nuts out there, some wackos, right? And I used to be one. Thank God I've been saved and changed. And so, but I just want to share some things with you that this channel is meant to bless you. This channel is meant to show you another perspective, because a lot of you, probably 90% of you, and I'm probably, well, I don't feel like I'm exaggerating. It's probably 90% of you who only feel like the only way that you can make money is by having a job. And I'm just here to tell you that's not the only way that you can make money. You've gotta get outside of that mindset to where your future, your income is all tied to your paycheck, all tied to your employment, because there's no such thing as job security. Did I say that too fast? I'll say it again. There's no such thing as job security. These jobs don't care about you the way you care about them, right? You see people wake up, go do a 9 to 5, get paid, repeat the process. I always say, look, if you're celebrating Friday, TGIF, and you hate Mondays, and you got anxiety on Sundays because you're already thinking about your Monday, then you're not in the position you're supposed to be in. You're active, yeah, but you're not progressing. And you got to understand that your mental can make you physically sick, right? You can get depressed, you can stop eating, or you can overeat. You can, you can start having all these anxiety and panic attacks. And because to me, anxiety is just anticipating outcomes you don't really desire. And I've had it too. So guys, look, I'm gonna be 100% honest and transparent with you. All the things I talk about on this channel, I've been through, right? I've been poor. I've been homeless 3 times, starting from high school up until 2017. I was homeless 3 times in that space, and it wasn't a good life. I didn't enjoy it at all. So and then I started a business, and I made a lot of mistakes. I messed up a lot because I had no idea what I was doing. I had nobody to teach me, nobody to help me. I was just winging it. And I'm telling you that I'm going to help you not to wing it, that you can make and keep so much more money if you didn't wing it, right? So if I had someone that was mentoring me or coaching me, if I had a class, you kidding me? If I had a middleman class when I started in 2020, I probably would have made $150,000 that year, but I didn't. I only made 77, which still ain't bad for not leaving the house. But I often think about, man, what could I have done? And my goal today, I'll just share with you, my goal today for 2024 with my middleman business is 350K. That's the goal for this year. And I know I'm going to make it. I believe I'm going to make it because I've been progressing each year. And so I believe I'm going to get to the 340, and I'll let you know, 350. I'll let you know when I get it, because I'll always try to keep it real on this channel. I'm not going to fluff you. And I'll tell you straight up, if you're somebody who don't want to put in the work, then starting a middleman business is not for you. If you're somebody who's got to see the success overnight, you can't wait 30, 60, 90 days to build your business, get it right, and then open your business, then this is probably not for you. If you're desperate for cash, this is not for you. You need to get a job, right? If you have a job, keep your job while you build your middleman business. And then one day you'll get rid of your job. You'll fire your boss because your middleman business is going to be making more money than your job, right? Other than that, keep your job, man. I know there's a lot of fluff on these YouTube channels where they're telling y'all all this fake stuff overnight. And these are the channels that's getting 1 million views, 2 million views. They're not doing that stuff that they're telling you to do. They just aren't. They're lying to you straight up, right? But if you got common sense, you can look on there and go, nobody, unless you hit the lottery, you ain't making $1 million in 30 days, right? They're lying to you, but they don't care about you. I do. They just care about whether you view the channel or not. I care about whether you can secure your family's finances in the future. I care about whether you can make money 5 years from now with this business. I do it, so I share it with you. So, but let's talk about something really, really quickly, just to share it with you. By the way, thanks for everybody jumping on. I know it's lunchtime. My lunchtime is all day because all my business is done through the phone, so I can do what I want to do. I can do this from the gym, and it doesn't matter. But the reason I say that is not to brag. I'm just sharing with you. You're looking at a guy who was homeless in 2017. Now I have the best life I've ever had, and I want more of it, right? So in fact, we're planning out our vacation, and my wife and I we're going to be planning our honeymoon. We've been married 5 years, and thank you. And let's see, we have never taken a honeymoon in 5 years. So as soon as we got married, we ended up moving here. So we that year got pushed aside. And then we had kids. And so you have young kids and you don't have family and all that around. It's kind of tough to like just go off all the time. And now we got a new baby, Rain, and she's so demanding. And if you have kids, you know how it is. But I'm blessed. We're blessed. We'll take it whenever, and then we'll show you. We'll probably do like a vlog of our vacation, but we want to have a good time. But more importantly, I want you to have a good time and enjoy your life, because here's what I know. I'm not going to be around here forever. You're not going to be alive forever. Neither one of us are. So we need to live like the country song says, live like we were dying. By the way, hit thumbs up. That way YouTube can share this channel with more people just like you. So if you like what you're hearing and you want to hear more, let me know by smashing that thumbs up and hitting subscribe. By the way, I'm over 1,000 people. When I started this channel, I had no idea that over 1,000 people would subscribe to this channel. I know it's not 1 million. I know some channels are booming. I'm okay with that. I'm just thankful for the audience I have. And by the way, I'll just put something out there I've been kind of thinking about. I don't know. I guess I'll let you manifest it and tell me if you want it or not. But I've been thinking about doing a tour around the country and teaching people how to start their own middleman business. If that's something you're interested in, you want me to come in person to show you how to do it, look, all you have to do for me to come and do that is write the word tour and then put your city in the comments. So tour, T-O-U-R, and then your city, and then we might be able to set something up. I'm working now so I can set up some consultations. All this is new to me. I only did this channel to bless people, but now I'm being opened up because people are reaching out. They want phone calls. They want to talk to me. And my schedule is very, very tight because not only do I have the middleman business, but I'll let you in on a little secret. The middleman, the money from the middleman business that I run, my moving company and my cleaning company, it's blessed me to be able to start another business, which I work on too. So I'm just saying, think about that. Started in 2020, only been doing it for 3 years. This is going to be my 4th year. My goal is 350 for the year. That ain't bad. So hit thumbs up if you like what you hear. If you want me to tour, write tour in your city, and I'll come there and probably teach if we get enough people interested. And but hit thumbs up. Let's talk about this really quickly because I know you're on lunch. I know you guys got to get back. I'm not a fan of lunches. I'm not a fan of people telling me how fast I need to eat. I've got written up a lot of times for being late for lunch. I know I'm not a good employee, but I'm great at teaching other people how to build businesses. So let's talk about this. So I'll put this up here. This is called the broke cycle, right? I write about it in my book called by the way, I don't talk about it a lot, but I actually wrote a book called Ready, Set, Wealth. This is just a personal finance book. And I talk about this in my book. It's called The Cycle of Broke. And if you want to get a copy of it, just write book in the comments and I'll get a copy. The books are only $25. We do the shipping and handling, so it's pretty easy to get. They ship out on Fridays, by the way. So the broke cycle. And if you look up here, you're going to see paycheck, taxes, expenses, and savings. And I do it this way in the book because I want you to understand, in order for you to stay broke, when I was broke, I had no money. It was struggle life. There was a cycle or a rotation or some money habits that I practice. So I always say you don't have a money problem. You have a money management problem, right? You have money habits problem. You have a money mindset problem. The last thing that you have when it comes to money and a money problem is a money/problem. Make sense? So you don't have a money per se problem. You have a money management problem, because here's how I know. Even if you don't make a lot of money on your job, every year the government cuts you a check. It's called a tax return check. I used to count it as a paycheck. That's how bad I was. Boy, if I got a $2,500 tax return, oh my gosh, what was I buying? I was splurging. Then I'd be broke 1 week later, start the process over. And so for most of you, it's probably safe for me to assume that you're probably in a situation where you don't trust your job. You're not making enough money to live the life you want to live, right? And you have to rely on your job as your only source of income. Did I get that right? You don't trust your job. You know they ain't loyal. I think Chris Brown said that, or something else. And you know that your paycheck is not going to give you the lifestyle that you want. You know these things. But what you don't know is how to take yourself out of that equation so that you can take care of yourself, that you can take care of your life, right? By the way, this Thursday night, today is Tuesday, 2 days from now, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'm going to be doing a live training on how to start your own middleman business. If you want to get in that class, reply Zoom. It's going to be on Zoom. Put Zoom, ZOOM in the comments, and we'll get a link out to you. And then you could join me live in the class, teaching you, breaking down how to start a middleman business. So if you look up here, you'll see the broke cycle, or in the book, I call it cycle of broke, right? But I also contrast it in the book with the cycle of wealth. But today we're just going to talk about the broke cycle. So what I know that you may not know, but I know that you don't know, is that you have a problem if this is your money cycle. So if this is what your finances look like, money in, money out, and then try to save, you're in a tough position. So let's break it down. And this is, if you stay in this lane, you're always going to be financially struggling. By the way, guys, hit thumbs up if this is helping you at all, so I can at least know somebody is benefiting from this. So the broke cycle, right? So the first thing that happens with your money, I'm just going to guess. I'm not a psychic, but today I am. So I'm going to guess that what I'm about to put on the board is your finances. Can I bring it in closer? Let me bring the camera in closer so you can see this. So I'm going to go ahead and guess that this is your financial pattern. Now, this is the financial pattern of a poor person, not homeless, living on the streets, not that. I'm talking about working poor. You are busting your behind, busting your you know what, going to work, doing the right thing, but you're not making enough money to change your life, just enough money to get by. You're making get by money. That's all you're making, get by money, right? And if you don't do something about it, it's going to be get lost money, because your job's going to be telling you to get lost and you won't even have that. Right? So we don't want to make get by money, right? We want to change that up, right? We want to be able to live the life we want to live, not the life we have to live, right? So we don't want to make that get by money. No, we don't want to just get the get by money. Most of you, you're getting the get by money. We want to make, I'm going to show you how to make the goodbye money. Right? So you can have that get by money. That's the paycheck to paycheck life and you're barely making ends meet. or you can have that goodbye money where you can walk into your boss's office and say, hey, I don't think I need this job anymore. And I don't think I need you anymore, right? And so you're done with the morning meetings. You're done with doing tasks you don't want to do. You're done with the write-ups, being rushed through lunch. Now you control your own schedule. You control your own life. And the only way to do that is to create income away from a job. Now you can do a middleman business. You can start your own business. I don't care what you do. You don't even have to do what I'm telling you to do. I'm just telling you, you better find another way, or you're always going to be tied to a paycheck. And you're never going to have control of your life. You know how I know? Because the only way you get a paycheck is you have to sell your time. You sell your future to get paid in the past. You sell your next week, and then they pay you 3-4 weeks from now. I'm just telling you, right? Did I say that too fast? You follow me? All right, here we go. Paycheck. So the first thing that happens in the broke cycle is you get paid on your job, right? So I told you it's not a bad thing to have a job. It's a bad thing if the job is your only source of income, right? So the first thing that happens, you get paid on your job with the paycheck. So you trade your time for money. They buy your time from you by the hour. They pay you a salary, and that's your paycheck. First thing that happens is you get a paycheck. The very first thing that happens to your paycheck, and I did a video about this, saying that you're probably the 5th person to get paid from your paycheck, right? So the very first thing that happens with your paycheck, taxes. What? Yeah, you haven't even put the money into your bank account, and the government's already invaded your taxes, already invaded your paycheck through the Current Tax Payment Act. I don't remember the year, but that legally, because the government don't trust you, that legally allows the government to go into your check, take taxes out, and give you what's left. So I always say it like this: your gross, I'm writing from the side, guys, so just in case, your gross, let's see. I want y'all to remember this, because I teach this and I try to share this with people so they don't forget. Your gross, meaning the number on your check, your gross is toast. What do I mean by that? I mean that the gross amount that's listed on your check is a lie. It's not even real. Okay, you said your check, you make $60,000 a year. That's $5K a month, right? Yep. But they only deposit into your check, and be nice, $4K. So instead of making $60K, that's your gross, which is a lie, you actually make $48K. Now, you will never be able to spend, because you just lost $12K, you'll never be able to spend that $12K. It ain't yours. It belongs to somebody else. They've taken it out in taxes. You don't get the $12K. I bet you nobody in the history of the world has ever been able to spend their gross on the check. They always get the net. You can't even pay your bills with the gross. You can only do it with the net. So your gross is toast, and this is funny, but this is how I remember it. And your net is what you get. So your gross is a lie. Your net is the truth. You make $60,000 a year? No, you don't. They take taxes out. You take home $48,000. Your gross is toast. It's not real. Your net, the $48,000, is what you get. Does that make sense? I hope this is helping somebody. This should be a finance class in college, but they wouldn't let me do it because they need to program you to go get a job and pay them taxes. Oops, did I say that out loud? I hope I don't get canceled. So that's why I tell you, freedom is in creating income away from your job. Job as your only source of income is prison. Worst part about it, it's voluntary. You don't have to go, but you go anyway because you don't know any other way. Until today, I'm going to teach you how to not go to jail, right? How to not go to paycheck prison. Make sense? Hit thumbs up if you want to learn some more. Hit thumbs up. Let me know if you want to get some more of this, or if you need me to shut up, I'll shut up. If you need me to stop the video, I'll stop the video. But if you want to hear more of this, hit the thumbs up. Let me know that you want to learn this so that you can move on into a financial future that's excellent, that's tremendous, and that changes your life. Because again, if you guys don't need this, that's fine. I'll stop. and I'll continue to do what I do to get the best life I can have. But if this is helping you and you want more, hit the thumbs up. That's the only way I'm going to know that this stuff is helping you. Otherwise, there's no reason for me to be on here talking about this, right? So first thing that happens with your paycheck, and this is an excellent video, by the way, and it deserves a thumbs up, I know. And first thing that happens, you get a paycheck. As soon as you get your paycheck, the government steps in through the Current Tax Payment Act. I can't think of the year right now. I want to say maybe 73, something like that. And the government takes money out of your paycheck. So you worked hard and got paid. The first person to get paid from your check was the government. It wasn't even you. Your money's gone. That's why there's a gross. And think about it. Why is there a gross and a net? So they can rob you. Oops. Did I say that out loud? I hope I don't get canceled. So they can, take from you legally, legal robbery. Because I'll share with you one thing you don't know. And I'm going to let this go because I ain't going to teach a whole class on personal finance today. You know why the rich are rich and they don't pay taxes? Because debt, borrowed money, is tax-free. I'm just telling you. Look how the way you look at how you make money and look at how they make money. They borrow money. You work for money. Earned income, tax. Debt, tax-free. Change your life right there. Here we go. So the net is what you get. So after you pay your taxes, then your money goes into the bill column. So you start paying all your expenses. Right? So you pay your rent, because mortgages are ridiculous now. You pay your rent, you pay your food, we'll just put F&G, food and gas. We pay you pay your utilities, all of those, and etc. Everything that you got to pay for your whole entire life comes out of your paycheck. Guys, if this is making sense to you, you want more, smash the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. That's the only way I know that this is making sense. And if you want to leave a comment or question, put it down right now, because I'm not going to be on there long. I'll try to respond while I'm looking at the screen. But if this is blessing you and you want more and this makes sense, then just drop a thumbs up and let me know. So real quick, for everybody who's new, who's jumping on, hit the thumbs up, hit subscribe. If you got a question or comment, drop it. And I'm teaching right now on why you're in a financial bond, right? So why you're in financial prison, financial bond, I meant to say, and why you're in financial prison is because your money is cyclical. And the problem is you're letting it be that way, but there's a way out, but you've gotta change it. Somebody hit thumbs up. I really appreciated that. That was really nice. I thank you. And in fact, I don't know who you were, but if you put your name in a comment, I'm gonna shout you out real quick and bless you. But I'm teaching you why I was broke for so many years of my life, because of the things I didn't understand. I didn't understand how money worked. I kept assuming I had a money problem. I didn't understand that I had a money management problem. Even when I was poor, I remember one year, don't laugh, this is a true story, God honest story. One year I made $18,000 as a grown man living in Baton Rouge, Louisiana with 2 kids. I have 4 now, but I had 2 kids then. I wasn't married. I made $18,000. Now, that's ridiculous. And that's not going to change my life. I was broke. I had no money, obviously. And that I was behind on bills, behind on rent. Who's that? Look, John? All right, John, I appreciate the thumbs up, man. Big ups to John. If you guys want me to shout you out, hit the thumbs up, put your name, I'll drop it. By the way, guys, even though I'm teaching you this, I want to teach you how to start your own middleman business, because I know that's why you're here. You're saying, hey, I need to learn how to make money away from my job. I know some of you right now are like, hey, you can stop the teaching. Just teach me how to make money without having to go to this job every day. And I got a free Zoom training, a live Zoom training I'm going to do on this coming Thursday night. So 2 nights from now, 7 o'clock here in Dallas, whatever time that is for you, but it's central here in Dallas. And I'm going to teach you how to start your own business. But today, I just want to show you some things about money. And if it blesses you, hit the thumbs up. So you're in a cycle of broke, right? So if you're in a cycle of broke, that means that your money is in a cycle. It's cyclical. And the rotation that it's in is never going to set you free. It's all prison. It's all bondage, right? So we talked about it real quick. So first thing that happens, tell me if I'm right. If I'm right, hit the thumbs up. First thing that happens is you trade your time for money at a thing called a job in exchange for a paycheck. If I'm right, hit thumbs up. In exchange for a paycheck. So they give you a paycheck. Only way you get it is you trade time. Hope y'all can see this. I know it's pretty small, but I wasn't planning on doing all this. But for some reason, I just want to give it to you, right? So first thing that happens, you trade time for money on a job, and they give you this thing called a paycheck. That's a reward for being a good student, getting good grades, not cheating on your homework. See, that not cheating on tests. That's why I wasn't a good student. All throughout test time, I want to network, right? That's my favorite networking time, right? Because I know April is smarter than me, and I know she ain't do nothing but study all weekend. And I know I didn't, right? And so I want to network with April. I was in a class, this is a side note, in high school. It was a physics class, and the teacher was an obvious genius. He was smarter than everybody. Everything, I couldn't understand anything he was talking about. And I told you I wasn't a good student. This dude's test was so hard. This is a true story. This is my senior year. He walked out of class, left the book open, and I still failed. That's bad. I didn't even understand the answers. So that's a side note. One time I applied for a job. All right, this is my last one. One time I applied for a job, and they gave me a survey to take. No joke. God honest story. I still laugh about it. They gave me a survey to take to see if I qualify for the job. I failed the survey. Guys, the survey is my opinion. How can I fail my own opinion? But I did. They told me no. I was so bad that day and so embarrassed. I was like, God, how stupid am I? I got my own test wrong, right? So, all right. So the first thing that happens, again, hit the thumbs up if this is making sense to you. And if you want to get the link to the masterclass training to teach how to start a business, just write link in the comments, or just reply right now, link LINK, and then we'll get it to you. And you'll be with me Thursday night, and we're going to go live, and I'm going to teach you how to do this. Check it out. Making money without doing any of the work. Right? Doesn't mean you're not going to work. I don't want you to be just thinking money just comes to you. It's not like that. But you're not going to be working hard. I don't work hard. Everything I do is on my phone. All right. So broke cycle, right? So money comes to you in the form of a paycheck. That means you simply traded time for money at a thing called a job. They reward you, right, with this handcuffs. I'm sorry, did I say that? Hope I don't get canceled. They reward you with this thing called a paycheck. And it's voluntary. They don't force you to come. But these things force you to come. You have all these bills. You don't want to be homeless like I was. So you got to go get that paycheck, because that's the only way you know how to make money. That's the start of bondage, right? That's the start of financial prison. Hey, how many ways do you know how to make money? Nothing, just my paycheck. Ouch. We got to change that, right? So get a paycheck. First thing that happens to your paycheck, first person to get paid is not you. You thought since you did the work and got a paycheck, they were going to pay you first? No, you're not. You're the last person to get paid out of your paycheck. The very last. Oh, you don't believe me? You don't believe Shon-Jhon? You think I would just lie to you? All right, follow me. Here we go. If you want me to break this down, hit that thumbs up. If you want me to break this down, hit that thumbs up, share this channel. By the way, guys, I'm on Instagram, Middleman CEO. I'm on Facebook, Middleman CEO. I also have a group on there. I haven't promoted it much because, again, I'm just trying to share as much good information as I can to try to change somebody's life. You know what blessed me the most? When people hit me up and say, hey, man, something you taught changed my life. When I get comments, go through the comments and people are like, hey, this is blessing me. Keep going. That's all I'm trying to do. I ain't going to be around forever. I just want to share something with you. I hope I live a long time, but I don't control that. I just try to do the most. Okay. So the broke cycle. So you get time for money in a place called a job. They reward you with a paycheck. If I'm right so far, hit the thumbs up. Then the next thing, because that's the only way I know I'm right. And then when you get a paycheck, the first person that comes in, because I told you don't get paid first, you're the last person to get paid. You do all work, you're the last person to get paid. So you come in, first thing that happens, Current Tax Payment Act of, I believe, 1973. Somebody could look it up if you don't mind. Current Tax Payment Act. It allows the government to dip into your check before you get paid. So right away, that's one person that got paid before you got paid. That's one. I told you weren't the first. The government got paid before you got paid. So the government's been in your check, and then they give you what's left. That's why there's a thing called a gross and a net. The gross is not real. You cannot spend your gross. You cannot budget your gross. Your gross is $5,000 a month. Your bills are your gross $5,000 a month. Your bills $5,000 a month. You're going to come up $1,000 short. because they're going to take $1,000. That's just 20%. They're going to take $1,000 from you. I promise you, your check, your gross can't pay all your bills. Your gross is not a real number. That's why I said your gross is toast. Your net is what you get. Gross toast, net is what you get. It's the real number. You can only spend your net, right? And so then after you pay your taxes, guess what happens? Now your money goes into the bill column. So it leaves, the government goes into your check. The government says, hey, John, you got paid? Yeah, I got paid. I put in all that work, 40 hours. Okay, yeah, I bet. Let me see that check. That's the government. So the government's like a little crackhead in the corner. Go, let me see that check. Come here. Let me see that check. He's about to go to the bank with it. I know you got some plans, but let me see. What you owe me? And the government's going to go in your check and start digging money out of your check. They're going to be like, that's enough. You keep the rest. And so John's going to take the rest, and he's going to try to go take it to the bank, put it in his bank. But that ain't how it works, right? So as soon as they go in your check, John, the government invades your check and take their money out. They got their cut. Next thing happens, your bills. All your bills are showing up. Now your rent is due. Your food and gas is due. Your utilities are due, etc. Storage units, cable, internet, all those things come out of your paycheck. So look, the bill man gets paid. The bill man gets paid. The daycare gets paid. I know, right? Everybody's getting paid except you. Wait a minute, but I've done all of the work. Why am I the last person getting paid? I'm working the hardest, but I'm taking home the least money. The government didn't do anything and they got paid. The bill man, I don't know them, but I still got to pay them. Everybody's getting paid, right? So people continue to get paid while you do all the hard work. So now your money comes to the expense column. Still hadn't got to you. Your money comes to the expense column. All your bills and expenses get paid. Now your money just breaks down. So if you made $4,000 a month, your rent probably take half of that. And I didn't even put your car, your insurance. I don't want to hurt your feelings, right? But you know, and I know. Child support, whatever else you got, all of a sudden, your money's just disappearing. I've been there, done that. It ain't a good feeling. And then after you pay your bills, you go, oh my God, finally, they've invaded my check. Finally, I get to put money in the bank. And then here's what you do. You go ahead and deposit your money into the bank. Well, you don't even have to deposit. They deposit it for you after everybody's ripped you off. And then it finally gets to your bank account, your savings account. And then the bank, what do they do with your money? They use it to make money. See, they take it too. The bank takes your money. Now that's three people taking your money. The government's been in your check. Your bill man has been in your check. And now the bank is violating your check. The bank is taking your money because they know you're not going to come get it. Somebody put another thumbs up. Put your name in the comments if you don't mind. I'll shout you out. I really appreciate it because I'm not going to be in here long, but I feel like I'm blessing somebody, at least two people. And so now your money has left the expense column, the bill column, where it was beaten up again. So just imagine your check. As soon as you get it, the government robs it, just bangs it in the head, robs it, takes it. By the way, if you want to get a free link to this live Zoom training Thursday night on how to build your own middleman business from your phone without doing any of the work, you're going to book, deposit, dispatch, and I promise it'll change your life. I made $77,000 the first year. In 2020, my goal this year is $350,000. You don't have to, but I will do the training, and hopefully I can teach you how to start your own business, at least make some money without having to go through this mess every year. Just write the word link in the comments and I'll get the links to you, okay? Because it's going to be on Zoom. So, all right, so your bills have been ripped apart. Your bills have ripped your check apart. So your check got violated here. Somebody put Seattle, thanks for the info. Is it Nasia? Okay, that's a beautiful name. Wow. Okay, I like that. I hope I said it wrong. I hope I said it right. Somebody said drop that link. Okay. I'm definitely going to drop it. And so I don't know how to drop it now because I'm like touching it and it's not letting me see the comment box, probably because I'm turned to the side. I'm doing it, horizontal, but I promise at the end of this video, I'll drop it, or you could go to the last video, or you could just email me at middleman info @gmail.com. Also, I do have a course where I teach everything about the business. It's a 6-hour course, but I'm telling you, it's worth it. It's fire. You can go to middlemanCEO.com and grab that course. Here we go. Expenses, rent, all those things. So whatever your expenses are, they're beating your check up. By this time, your check is beaten down. You ever saw your check get stumped out? This is essentially what's happening to your check. Your check is being stumped out. The government punched it in the head, it fell down, and your bills proceeded to stump it out. It's in trouble. And now what's left, because by this time, your check is on crutches, bandages everywhere, bleeding out of every ear, nose, eyes, just busted open. And now your check barely makes it to the bank. It shows up at the bank barely breathing, right? And then the bank says, who did this to you? And your check says, man, it was the government with the taxes, and it was all these expenses. I don't know how I'm gonna keep going through this. Your check is beat up, right? And I'm being funny, but I just want you to visualize that because it's hilarious. And so now your check is beat up, and now your check finally makes it to the bank. Imagine, because I know some of you are way younger than me, but imagine if this was taught to you in high school and college. What would your life look like if you knew this? You would be like, hell no, I'm not doing that. That's struggle life on command. Hell no, I'm not. Why would I volunteer for this? Like, I'll do it, but every day I'm thinking of a way out of it, right? So that's a big difference. Again, if you rely on your paycheck, like 90% of Americans do, that's why I get a lot of hate email. I'm gonna let y'all know I'm a very likable and lovable guy, right? Since I got saved, thank God. But I get a lot of hate emails and messages because I tell people don't buy houses with paychecks, and people just beat me up. They throw. One guy said, "This is you stop listening to a guy who gets his degree from a cereal box." Let me tell you something. Don't hurt my feelings. It was very funny. I wish I did have a degree from a cereal box. I got no degree at all, and I don't want one. Not if they're gonna teach me that. And I want freedom. You can get the degree. I'll create the business and hire you. How about that? Because I got some kids, 2 kids, my young kids, and everybody's like, "What? You're gonna save up for college?" What? No. Your kids are gonna go to college. My kids start a business so they can hire your kids. Your kids gonna need somewhere to work because they got all that college debt. I know, right? So here we go. I know people are jumping on late, right? So I'm not going to start over. Go back and watch the video. I'll share with you real quick. We're just talking about the cycle of broke, how your money keeps you broke, how your job dependency keeps you broke. And I know it's blessing some people. I thank you for watching. So first thing that happens, you get a paycheck. Paycheck simply means you trade time for money. The problem with that, you're going to run out of time. As soon as you run out of time, they're going to stop paying you. That's earned income. LeBron James makes millions of dollars a year. Got it. If he stops playing basketball, they're going to stop paying it. Now, I know he can make money other ways. I'm just using the example that if he stops earning the income, they're not going to pay him anymore. Same thing with you. You don't show up to work, they got no money for you, all right? And so your paycheck, as soon as you get it, or as soon as they get it, because you don't get it yet, paycheck, because you go like, I get paid, because people always say it, they'll be like, I get paid Friday. No, you don't. You don't get paid Friday. Everybody else get paid Friday, and then you get paid last. You the last person to get paid. But I did all the work. I know, that's cute. Everybody's going to rob you a paycheck. I'm showing it to you right now. Get that paycheck. First thing happens, the government invades it through the Current Tax Payment Act, makes it legal, means that we don't trust you. That's what the government said. We don't trust you to pay your taxes. We're going to beat you to the bank. So the government beats you to the bank, invades your check. The reason I know they beat you to the bank, because your gross never goes into your bank account. Only your net. Remember, your gross is toast. It's a lie. It's not a real number. The net is what you get. So your money goes into the tax column. So the government invades it, they tax it. Then what happens? It goes into the expense column. Everything that you have to pay, all your bills, robbed from you right there. Everything. Who's getting? It's a line of, you know how it is. As soon as you get that check, they're all at your door. Hey, Wi-Fi man in the back, how much I owe you? I'll take 50 this week, right? 50 this month. And then the lights guys, their numbers always change. Lights never the same. You're like, what I owe you in the back, utility man, lights guy. Yeah, 250 this month. Man, but it was 175. I know, but 250 this month. So out your check go, right? And all these people are showing up. The rent man is like, hey, I hate to have to do, it's the first of the month, I'm gonna need that check. right? I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need that 12. I'm gonna need that. There ain't no 12s unless you live in the hood now. But I'm gonna need that 2,500 from you, right? And now you're just sitting there, just pouring out your check because this is your cycle. It's a reality. And I'm not mad at you. Don't think I'm mad at you or I'm fussing at you. I'm not. I've been here, done that. I'm just sharing with you how this works, and then I'm gonna share with you how to get out of this. Make sense? All right, here we go. So expenses take the rest of your money. So that's at least the second person to get, if each was a person, the government, and then expenses, they take your money. You still hadn't gotten paid. And then your money goes into a bank account, and then the bank takes your money. That's at least number 3. Now, any other debts, that's 4. If you owe anybody or anything, debts, your credit card debt can take, I'll just put them over here. Number 4, I'll put CC for credit card debt if you have it. Number 5, student loan debt, SLD, worst debt you can have because they don't forgive it. Y'all follow me? Worst debt you can have. It's crazy how they want you to go to school. They won't give you $5,000 to start a business. The government won't. They'll give you $100,000 to study something that probably won't matter 5-10 years from now. And it doesn't even matter if you get a degree or not. The debt is real. You can die, be revived. Remember Lazarus in the Bible? He died and Jesus raised him from the dead. I think it was like 3 days later, if I'm not mistaken. If Lazarus had student debt, he died, and when Jesus raised him from the dead, the Fannie Mae would have called him again. He would have still had the debt. It does not go away even at that. Awful, awful, awful. And so credit card get paid, your student loan debt get paid, your debts get paid. Again, these are all people getting paid before you. Finally, here we go. Your money makes it to the bank. Oh my gosh, how long have we been waiting? Finally, your money gets to the bank in the form of a savings account. Now, the government, keep in mind, the bank, keep in mind, this is your interest rate. They don't pay you anything, yet they take your money and loan it for interest. Just leave it at that. So the government takes your money in taxes. The expense column, your bill column, take their cut. Then it goes into the bank. The banks don't pay you anything. Use your money. They used to pay interest. They don't anymore. Why? Because they know you're going to send the money anyway because you got direct deposit. Oh, you thought direct deposit was for you. It's for the banks. They used to have to pay you to get you to bring your paycheck. Remember your mom, your grandparents get paid. They got to take that paper check down to the bank. They don't have to. They could go to a check cashing place. But the bank needs the money so they can use the money to make money. So they have to pay you this thing called interest to say, hey, bring it to me. They have to incentivize it, give you a reward. But now there's direct deposit, goes straight into the bank account. They don't have to pay you anything, and they don't. So now your money goes to the bank get rich. They use your money, loan it to make interest. Student loans get paid. Credit cards get paid. Everybody's getting paid. That's 5 people paid before you get paid. Finally, your money makes it into a savings account, a zero interest savings account that makes you no money. And whatever's left, if there's anything left, because most people don't have much left, I didn't. If there's anything left, it goes into a zero interest savings account. That's if you have anything. A lot of folks, by the time they get past the bills, they don't have any money for savings. So they're saying, the reason I know this, because most savings accounts in America have less than $1,000 in them. Did you know that? Most savings account in all of America have less than $1,000. I'm sorry, not 1,000. I want to say 5,000, which ain't even a lot of money. Now, it's a lot of money when you don't have it, but overall, it's not a lot of money. It's just a month of bills, maybe 2 if you're lucky. So it's not a lot of money, but most savings accounts in America have less than $5,000, like 90% of them, right? And so if you're lucky enough to have savings, you save a little money. But let's say something happens. Now, an emergency pops up. And when I say emergency, I'm not thinking about like death, loved one, all that stuff is real. I don't want you to focus on that kind of stuff though. But all those things are real, but an emergency pops up. Let's just say your car needs new tires, right? Let's just say you get a flat, you get a busted window from a rock. Anything happens, right? Your car needs some maintenance, some issues at home, plumbing, roofing, whatever you have, any type of financial emergency. So we'll just put money emergency. So a money emergency pops up. Let's say out of if most people make not even 5,000, but we'll just say 5,000 a month. 4K is the reality. It's the net. So 48,000 a month in net income, which is not bad, right? It's tough now because everything's inflated by greed. Everything's inflated by inflation. I just want to tell y'all something. I'll be honest with y'all, and I know y'all not going to hear this on a lot of other channels, but I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to keep it real with you. No fluff on this channel. Inflation is a real thing. When money gets printed, y'all, I know y'all remember when the stimulus money was coming out, that was just money thrown into a new economy. So imagine water poured into a fishbowl, and the new money was just more water being poured into the same fishbowl. The economy is the fishbowl. The water is the money. Eventually, if you don't do something about it, you're going to keep pouring the water, and then what happens? It's just going to overflow the fishbowl, right? And so now they raise interest rates like a dam. So interest rates go up, and the dam, so the interest rates is the dam. When money has low interest rates, that means that people can borrow money for very, very cheap. Anybody. So the businesses can borrow, the banks are lending money very cheap. So a couple of years ago when money was like 3%, people were borrowing money to build things and buy things. And then when the money starts pouring into the economy, now you got a flood. The river is flooded. Money's everywhere, driving the cost of everything up. And so what happened is the interest rates come along and they build a dam and hold the river back, right? I'm not a great artist and I'm running out of room, but just imagine a dam that's holding the river back. And that dam is the interest rates. As long as they keep the interest rates up, the money stays back. As soon as they come in and lower the interest rates, which I know they will, guess what happens? The water's going to flow out of the dam, flood the economy again. If you think you've seen inflation now, you ain't seen nothing. If they lower those interest rates, and it's so sad because we need them to, because people can't afford homes. I'm not a big believer in you have to buy homes. Don't get me started on that. I believe you should use a business to buy a home, not a paycheck, because that's 30 years that you got to pay that mortgage, 30 years of prison, 30 years of going to work because you don't know how to make money without a paycheck. Remember the great philosopher Chris Brown said this? He said, these jobs ain't loyal, or something like that, right? So remember that. And so if they lower the interest rates, money's going to flood into the economy and drive everything up. Yes, inflation is a real thing. But inflation, in my opinion, is only 10% of it. The other 90% is just greed. I hope I don't get canceled. It's just greed. They said inflation comes from the cost of production and then it's passed on down to the consumer. That makes sense. Especially in the food stores and stuff like that. All right, food costs more. Feeding the chickens costs more. Getting the diesel for the trucks and trains costs more. Gotcha. It makes sense. What about the apartment that I'm living in that was just $1,000 and now it's $2,000? Same appliances, same roofing, same floor. Y'all didn't change anything. Why am I paying double? See, that is greed. I'll leave it at that. So your money finally makes it to the bank account if you have anything in it, very low savings, most people. If you have an emergency account, emergency show up, wipes out your savings. And then where do you go? Back to the same cycle. Was that real enough? So if this is your cycle and you're looking at this going, holy, you know what? Holy crap. Holy moly. Holy for surely, that's me. If that's what you're saying inside looking at this board going, oh my gosh, I get a paycheck, they tax me, I pay all my bills, and I pray to God to have something left. And I repeat that cycle over and over. You know what's missing from this chart? You making money without needing a paycheck. What if, I'll show you something real quick. What if, hope this blesses you. What if I showed you a different way you could do this? I wasn't even planning on doing this, but since y'all been here so long, I'm about to bless you and give it to you anyway. And then I'm going to get off. because I got to go to the gym, dog. I got to go get my workout on. Got to go get my workout on. Y'all thought I was going to say I got to get back to work? I don't have a job. I don't want to have a job. Right? No job. Don't want one. Have a business. Love it. So forget all this other stuff right here. In fact, let me erase it. If y'all want to screenshot it, I'm sorry. For everybody who want to screenshot this, I'll put it back up there real quick. And then I'll let you do a quick screenshot. Do it quickly. I'm gonna sip some water real quick. Screenshot that so you don't forget it. It's that important. Give you about 10 seconds. If they taught this alone in schools, it'll change people's lives. People wouldn't be lined up to get jobs. They'd be lined up to start businesses. Think of this. When was the last time somebody in school asked you what kind of business you want to start? Nobody's asking you that. They ask you what kind of job you want to get, right? So let me show you something real quick. So I've already shown you, by the way, for everybody who's dropped the link comment, who want the link to the masterclass, give me just a second. I'll put that link. If I don't get to put it on here, on the live, I will put it as soon as the live airs, which will be right after I stop. I'll run it back and it's going to have the link. So John, 𝘵𝘲𝘴, hope I'm saying it right. Everybody else, if you want to get a copy of the link, write link in the comments. Let me know. And the link is for a live training I'm doing this Thursday night. I live in Texas, here in Dallas. So if you want to get into the live Zoom training, you need a link. Just write the word link in the comments. I'll make sure you get it today. And hopefully it'll bless you. I started the video by saying you don't want the get by money. Most people got just enough money to get by. We want the goodbye money. Means we're going to fire our bosses. Goodbye. Did I say that too fast? I hope it helps you, right? Don't get the get by money, get the goodbye money. Should do a video about that, probably will. And all right, so remember we were talking about paycheck, taxes, bills, savings, how at least 5 people get paid before you get paid. All of these people, I bet you never thought about that. All of these people been through your paycheck and you still haven't gotten paid. And then after they destroy your paycheck, whatever's left stays in your bank account in the form of savings. But I want to show you something different. I want to show you how to change this, how to do the opposite. Again, I had no plans of doing this. No plans of doing this, but some of you have been here the whole time, so I'm going to show it to you. Here you go. It's called the wealth cycle. I'm going to teach you the opposite of what I just showed you. So if you're a part of what was just up here and is keeping you broke, keeping you in struggle life, right? Then I'm going to show you the opposite real quick, and then I'm out of here, and I hope this blesses you. Right? So in the broke cycle, you remember how that went. By the way, hit thumbs up if this is helping you at all, and if you're blessed by any of this content, hit thumbs up. Or if you're just having a good day and you're thankful for your day, you thank the Lord for another day, then hit the thumbs up, because I know I am. So now I'm going to teach you the wealth cycle. So here's the wealth cycle. Here's how you set yourself free from financial struggle, right? First thing that's going to happen when it comes to the wealth cycle, and by the way, I a lot, but I actually wrote it in a book. So I actually have a book where I talk about this, and this is a book I wrote. It's just about my journey from homelessness to, being where I am today, where I enjoy my life. It's a personal finance book. So, and I'm going to share with you what's in this book right quick, which is the opposite. And here we go. I know y'all can't see, but just hang tight. So the first thing you're going to do when you get into setting yourself free, somebody hit the thumbs up. I appreciate that. And the first thing you're going to do when you get into this, because I want you to remember, I wish I could have done them side by side so that you could see how this works. And but if you remember, for some of you, I know you remember how it worked. As a matter of fact, I want you to remember, so I'll write it side by side real quick, so you can compare and contrast these two. So whenever we were talking earlier, we were saying that the first thing that happens is you get a paycheck right here. I don't write well, so just work with me. My wife make me read my stuff too, or she's like, what the hell is that? But here we go. So I said paycheck, and then I said you get your taxes. By the way, if somebody can create a chart for me, like really nice, really design something cool, I'll pay you for it. You can turn this into a really nice chart. I would love that. I appreciate that. Right? And then here, expenses. And then here was savings. Right. So one of the things I want you to understand right off the bat is that when you are in a situation where you're in a financial struggle, the focus most times, and I know this, the focus, because I've been here, guys, what I'm sharing with you is what I learned going through it. So I'm not just sitting up here and I've been rich my whole life and somebody told me this. No, I wish. Wasn't like that. I was born, we were poor. We wasn't just poor, we were po. We couldn't even afford the other O and the R. How do you know when you po? When poor people help you, you're in bad shape. And so remember, paycheck, taxes, expenses, and then whatever you got left, you put into a savings account. If an emergency shows up, it wipes you out. This is what's working against you. Any type of emergency, any type of money emergency wipes out your savings, leaves you in a bad position. Now, the contrast to that is going to be the wealth cycle, right? And by the way, if this is helping you guys, hit the thumbs up, let me know. And if you want to get a link to the free training where I show you how to do this and start your own business so that you can live in this is my cycle. I don't think I've ever said that before in my life, but this is my cycle now. I used to be a part of the broke cycle. I call it the cycle of broke. And this is the cycle of wealth. So all my life, you guys will never guess my age. If you do, I'll give you a free copy of my book. Can we do that? Right here on this live. If you guess my age right here on this live, I'll give you a free copy of this book. All you have to do is email me, and then I'm going to send you a free copy of that book. And otherwise, the book's $25. I'll give you a free copy. You can guess my age, I'll give you a free copy. And so all of a sudden, things changed for me when I started thinking, wait, outside of the box, I don't like depending on a job. That ain't no fun. Why are wealthy people enjoying their lives? Why are wealthy people enjoying their lives? Why are rich people having an awesome time? Why are we working so hard and struggling? So I don't want to do all the work. The people who do all the work make the least amount of money, right? Amazon workers do all the work. Yeah, Jeff Bezos is the highest paid. The hotel owner does no work. The hotel staff does all the work, and they don't make any money, right? So here's how it works. Instead of a paycheck, relying on a paycheck, you create a business. Sorry, guys. Instead of relying on a paycheck, you create a business, right? This business, so paycheck creates, you sell your time for money, the paycheck, time equals money. And then, so I'm going to teach you that money equals time, and I'll show you what I mean. So for the poor, they focus on selling time for money. When I was poor and financially struggling, I always focused on selling time for money. Anytime I said I need to make more money, I figured out who else can I sell more time to? Second job, hustle, whatever. Who wants to buy my Saturday? It's free. I'll sell you the whole Saturday. $10, $15 an hour, you can have it. See, I got no freedom. I don't control my life. I'm in struggle life selling my time for money. But the rich focus on selling money, using money to buy back time, right? So if you get wealthy, I can buy my time. I'm making $10,000 a month cash flow from a business. I don't have to go to work. I own my time. See the difference? Starts with how you think, mindset. So instead of a paycheck, we're going to focus on investing in a business or creating a business. What I teach is how to start a middleman business, which is where you don't do the work. You just get in the middle, connect the customer and the business, get paid. But you don't have to do that. That's just what I teach. You can start your own business. First thing happens to it gets taxed. Look at the business. So you get the business. First thing happens with the business, it grows and creates this thing called cash flow. So the business is the seed. It grows a tree that produces fruit. The fruit is something called cash flow. That means you created a business. Your business makes nothing crazy. Let's just say your business makes, because we said your job paid you $5K a month. Let's say your business pays you $5K a month. Not going to make you rich, but it's going to make you free. How do I know that? Because in order to get the $5K from the paycheck, you got to sell 40 hours a week, 160 hours a month. Make sense? In order to get the $5K from the business just got to be running. I could be on the beach, baby. Business doesn't need me. That's why it's a business. You don't see Jeff Bezos on the back of his trucks, right? You won't see it, right? You don't see the owner of McDonald's flipping burgers. Won't see it. But yet the businesses make money without them. So you create a business. Let's say, for instance, you create a middleman business like I teach you, right? And you create a middleman business. Choose your industry. I give you a list of industries. If you want to get the list right, list in the comments. I give you my top 10 favorite industries. Right now, I have Jumpin' Jack Movers. You can visit us, jumpinjackmovers.com, if you need it to move. But I know you probably don't. But I have Jumpin' Jack Movers and I have Jumpin' Jack Cleaners. I'm in 2 industries, and now I'm going into Jumpin' Jack Web Design. You don't have to name them all the same. I just like the name, right? So I'm going into Jumpin' Jack Web Design, where I'm going to be middlemaning that, right? And if you want to learn how to do that, put the word link in the comments and you'll join me in the free training live webinar that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to teach you how to do it Thursday night, 7 p.m. Texas time. So you're going to start a business. The business is going to create something called cash flow. Now the $5,000 is cash flow. So remember, when you got a paycheck, first thing happens, it got taxed. You haven't gotten taxed yet. You actually get the money. If you get a job and you make $5K, that's not real. That's gross. You only made $4K. That's net. So the gross is a lie. The net is the real money. You only got $4K. Not bad. You create a business. Your business makes $5K. I get $5K. I'm ahead of you and I'm free. And I don't have to go to work. Now, I know what you're thinking, Sean, you got to pay taxes. You do, but I'll walk you through it, right? Again, they should teach this in high school for our kids. And they should teach this in college. So the cash flow produces, but they don't want you to start a business. They want you to work. I got you. So the cash flow is the first thing that happens with my business. The first thing that happens with your paycheck, you lose money. First thing happened with my business, I make money, right? And then the cash flow goes into the expense column, right? So after you get taxed with a paycheck, you got to pay your bills. After I get cash flow from my business, I pay my bills. We both pay our bills. Only difference is you pay your bills with after-tax dollars. I pay my bills with before-tax dollars. After I pay my bills, I still got money. The last thing I do, pay taxes with my business. The first thing you do with your paycheck, pay taxes. The last thing I do with my cash flow from my business is pay taxes. See what's happening here? You pay taxes first. You can't even spend that money. I pay taxes last. I get to spend as much as I can legally. And so now I repeat the cycle. You repeat the cycle. Savings, emergency wipes you out. And an emergency into my account does nothing because I'm in the cycle of printing money legally. If you create a business, money will cash flow to you, cover your expenses, put money in your pocket because you get taxed last. A lot of times you don't even get taxed. Remember, people were in an uproar a couple years ago because Donald Trump wasn't paying taxes. He wasn't in prison. The IRS wasn't trying to arrest him. Why? Because it was legal. We don't ask the right questions. We get emotionally attached, emotionally drawn in, where we got to sit back and go, wait a minute. You're telling me this guy is worth $1 billion and he paid $700 in taxes? I ain't mad. Tell me why. Tell me how you were able to do that. That's what I say. I attach from it emotionally and go, wait a minute. But he's not in prison, so I know you did it legally. What'd you do? And here's what I want to show you that nobody else will probably show you. Debt. Borrowed money is tax free. That's how they stay rich. You work for your money, you get taxed up front. You borrow money, no taxes. If you take a loan from the bank, it's tax free. You borrow money to pay for your house, tax free. They don't tax it. Now you know. So from now on, let's ask the right questions, right? And that's how we learn. So, because I was like, wait, tell me how. Okay, gotcha. I need to borrow more money, right? So, all right. So if you start a business, business is going to grow, create cash flow. Cash flow is going to pay all your expenses, and then they're going to tax it last. But if you use the money right to promote your business, you probably won't pay anything in taxes because the government allows you to legally use your tax money. So if I go to the government in my middleman business, let's say I owe the government 10K for the year, then I show up because I got to pay the government 10K. But I don't want to pay the government 10K. So the government legally allows me to use the tax money to grow my business. So I'll turn around and then I'll buy a car for my business, put logos and information on it, and the car costs $10,000. Now I owe the government no money legally. I don't go to prison. IRS can't bother me because I owe the tax money, but they allow me to write it off to grow my business. So I just use that to buy a car. Now I got promotional item. It doesn't have to be a car, but now I got that and I don't owe the government anything taxes and I'm still promoting my business. See, the game they don't teach you is the game you can't play. But I'm teaching you this. Hopefully I don't get canceled. So, because I'm giving y'all all the good stuff. So again, the wealth cycle is you create a business. What I do and what I'm going to do Thursday night, I'm going to teach you how to create your own middleman business. If you want to create another business, then this is not where you should be. I'm going to teach you how to build a middleman business. And then I'm going to teach you how to make that middleman business cash flow without you. It's not going to need you. It's going to cash flow. And then you're going to use the cash flow to cover all your lifestyle. That's fine. It's legal. And then at the end, if there's any taxes owed, you'll pay that. But what I want to show you is if you get a paycheck, you pay taxes first. If you start a business, you pay taxes last. How many would like to pay taxes last and get to spend all their money? Right? And then if you write it off, you pay no taxes. Right? And then notice I didn't put savings up here because with the business, you don't have to have a savings. This is a money printer. I was talking to someone the other day and they commented on one of my videos. And here's what the guy said. By the way, 5 seconds, screenshot this. Screenshot it, guys, 5 seconds. It's that important. So I was talking to a guy the other day, and I'll show you how to create a middleman business that cash flows, covers all your expenses and lifestyle, and oftentimes it's tax-free, but even at the worst, you get taxed at the end, and then it repeats. Cash flow, cover your bills, pay taxes last, do it again. That's how you want to be. But anyway, I was talking to a guy the other day. Well, I wasn't talking to him directly. He just happened to comment on one of my videos. I told you I get a lot of hate on some of my videos, but sometimes I get cool messages that I enjoy interacting with. And the guy said this. He said, I'd rather have, because I put it up there. I said, hey, I'd rather have, he said, I'd rather have 15K in savings than to have 5K a month in passive income from a business. So he said, think about this, guys. Would you rather have 15K in the bank in savings, or would you have 5K in passive income? You're welcome to comment. Would you rather have 15K or 5K? By the way, if you want to get in the masterclass, go to 𝘨𝑒𝑚𝑎NCEO.com. I'm teaching everything I know in that course. And then I'm going to do some training. Go to 𝘨𝑒𝑚𝑎NCEO.com. Click join. It's on sale too, by the way. It's listed on there. I think it might be, I don't know. But right now it's only $297. Go get it. Some bless you and change your life. We can go into depth of how to do this. If you want to get in the Zoom training, the free Zoom training coming up Thursday night, just put the word Zoom in the link or just write link in the comments. So here we go. Which would you rather? Would you guys rather the 5,000 passive income, or would you rather link? Oh, people are saying link. I missed some comments. I'm sorry, guys. I was just rolling. All right, people are saying link. I'm definitely gonna drop that link. I don't know how to drop it while I'm doing the live, so as soon as this thing wraps up, give it 5 minutes. It'll be airing, and then I'll go ahead and drop the link. Let me know who all wants it. So, would you rather the 15K in savings, or would you rather 5K passive a month? Right. So he said, I'll take the 15K and leave it at that. So I said, man, I wouldn't do that. I'll take the 5K passive income, because your 15K is one time. You spend it, it's gone. I spend 5K, it's passive. it repeats itself. It's back in there the next month. Printing money legally is what I'm trying to teach you. So what I'm going to teach you is how to build a business. Just a little sample, 2-minute sample of what I'm going to teach Thursday night in the training. So I'm going to teach you a better way to make money without having to rely on your job. You're going to get rid of this job mentality. Don't quit your job. Keep your job until your business makes enough money. Then fire your boss. Oops, did I say that out loud? So what I'm going to teach you is how to start a middleman business. And I'm going to teach you 3 things. I'm going to teach you how to book jobs, right? Teach you how to book jobs. And how do you do it? You can do it through a phone call. Some students like the phone call, some don't. You can do it through text message. Most people prefer text. Or you can do it through email. I'm going to teach you how to book a job. Customer reaches out to you through phone, text, or email. I'm going to teach you how to book that job. So you're going to book the job. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to take a deposit. That's your money. That's money in your bank account. That's how I get paid. I told you I made $77,000 my first year doing this, and I didn't even know what I was doing. I had no clue. Somebody almost taught me how to do this. I had no idea what I was doing. And but I was blessed to be able to do it and make that without leaving the house. And because I was in between, what am I going to do? I sold my moving company because I used to have trucks and crew and all of that. I didn't want to do that anymore. I had just moved here to Texas, and this kind of worked out. And my goal this year, $350,000. That's what I want to make, right? Just being honest. So deposit, this is where you get paid. Teach you how to book a job, take a deposit, and get paid. And the last thing I'm going to teach you how to do is dispatch the job. Right? Dispatch means somebody else do the work. You're going to dispatch it to a contractor, or what we call an ISP, an independent service professional. They're going to do all the work. So I'll give you a quick example. I used to own a moving service in Louisiana. I still own a moving service today. I mentioned that. But I don't own trucks. I don't own crew. And I don't own equipment. I don't move you. What do? Good question. I simply find customers, find a business that can help them, and then I middleman it. Now, have you seen this before? Some of you smart. I know you've seen this process before. A company by the name of Uber does this. Uber finds riders who needs a driver, and they connect them on the platform and get paid. What about Airbnb? Uber doesn't own the driver or the rider or the car. Airbnb doesn't own the home or the person looking for the home, the furniture, or anything. They simply middleman the process and connect them. And when they connect them, they get paid. When you jump in an Uber car, Uber doesn't own that car. They don't own the driver. But they allowed you to meet. And then as soon as you pay them or they pay you, Uber takes a cut. I'm going to teach you how to CMB, customer, middleman, business. You're simply going to find a customer, book them. Well, how do I do it? I'm going to show you how to do it, right? I don't like talking on the phone. Good, me either. Let's get them to text or email us. So while we're at work, still be making money. Let's get paid. My goal is to get the deposit up to $150. In my moving service, we do $150 minimum deposits. In my cleaning service, we do $125 minimum deposits, right? And now websites cost a lot of money, like $2,500 minimum. So we're gonna be taking at least 10% of that. So in the future, as soon as we set up our website platform, we're gonna be trying to take a minimum of $250. So imagine, let's just stay small. Imagine if you have a business that makes $150 deposit and you only do it, let's not even get crazy. You only book 2 jobs a day. That ain't even a lot, just 2 a day. Only take 5 minutes to do it. Less than that if you're just texting. Because I'm going to give you the template of what to say in your text, what to say in your email, what to say on a phone call. All you need is a phone. And you can do this from anywhere. I don't care where you are. I could be at the beach right now and still do this. If a customer texts me, I'll just come out of the water and respond. Hey, yeah, blah, blah, blah. What do you need? How can we help you? Yeah, I need such and such bet. We can come on that day. We need $150 deposit. Where can I invoice it to? Here's my email. Bam. They pay it. I've gotten up like in the mornings, and invoices were paid overnight. Still making money. So let's say you only do 2 a day, you make $300 for that day. That's not gonna make you rich. That don't make you a millionaire, but it does make you free. You didn't have to go to work to get that. It ain't bad. 300 from home ain't bad. You do 5 days a week, all right? Still not bad. You're at 1,500 a week. Still not bad. You do that 4 times a week, because you take, if you're like me, you take Saturdays and Sundays off. I'll be honest, I take Fridays off too. Fridays are my day, Saturday and Sundays with the family, right? So Saturday is my wife and I, Fridays is me, and then Sunday is family. That's how the weekends go. And so you do that, you get the 1,500, you do that 4 times for the month, you make 6K. 6K each month is only 72,000 a year. This is about what I did my first year, not knowing. There were days where I was making 1,500. My wife can tell you. I was making 1,500 because we were celebrating. I was like, holy, I ain't say crap, but I said something else. I was like, holy, I ain't been saved my whole life. I was like, holy, I made 1,500 today. She high-fived me. She'd be like, what? I was like, yeah, we might have something here. And that was like in 2020. And so, but imagine if you can make $72,000 a year without leaving your house, using only your cell phone. You don't have to go out and do any physical work. All you do is find a customer for the business, send the work to them. But before you do, you get paid through a commission deposit. The customers pay you just like they pay me. And so even if you cut this in half and you make $36,000 a year to add on to your income, you still didn't have to go to work to do it. You could do it part-time. So, but if you want to learn how to do this, put link in the comments. I'm going to be teaching live Thursday night, 7 p.m. Texas time, how to do it. For everybody else, be blessed. I'm glad you were tuning in today. I'm glad you guys had an awesome time. I hope I said something that can help you and bless you. If you feel like you're in a financial situation or you're in a cycle of broke and struggle, and you're like, hey, I need to change something because I don't trust this job. I know I can't rely on my paycheck as my only source of income. I'm living the life I have to live. I'm not living the life I want to live. And I'm tired of being worried about my income and finances. Trust me, I know what you're talking about. I've been there, done that, right? Freedom's going to only come when you learn to make money away from your job. So if you want to learn to do it, invest in yourself, invest in your future, right? Invest in the quality of your life. I live the life I want to live. I don't know what time it is here right now. 1:30? I'm about to go to the gym and play ball with my friends because I don't have to be at work. I'll let you in on a little secret. In the beginning, you're going to have to go through the process of learning how your business works. But within 3 to 6 months, I'm going to teach you how to hire a VA and train them. That's why I need you to learn your business for about 3 to 6 months, because I got students who are like, I need to have a VA today. No. Learn your business so the VA can know what they have to do for you, right? So learn your business. Don't turn your baby over to somebody just because it's convenient and you don't even know them or you don't know your business well enough. You wouldn't turn your baby over to a stranger. Learn your business, right? So spend 3 to 6 months, learn your business. And then I'm going to teach you how to hire a VA. And then the VA is going to answer the phone. The VA is going to text and email the customer. The VA is going to dispatch. So the VA is going to book the jobs for you. They're going to take your money, take your payments, and then they're going to dispatch. The best part is that there's no dispatching until imagine $150 in your account today because you up front. By the way, I like Stripe because I can invoice and all that. But the VA is going to do this for you. They're going to take the deposits. They're going to dispatch. Yes, you're going to have to pay the VA. That's fine. But if the VA makes you say low end $2,500 a month and you got to pay them $500, so what? You didn't go to work. You didn't answer the phone. You didn't do anything. You literally run a middleman business. You're literally the new Jeff Bezos without having to go to work. So I'm living proof. I wouldn't tell you anything I've never done myself. When I started in 2020, I made $77K. I had no idea what I was doing. My Stripe account still shows that year. And my neighbor was blown away like, what? And this guy is making a lot of money. But I was able to put my family. In 2020, when we moved here, we lived in a 1-bedroom apartment here in Dallas. And it wasn't a lot of space. We had no intentions of buying a house or anything like that. Now we were able to buy a home in a beautiful, amazing neighborhood. If you ever want to see the neighborhood I live in, because I don't lie, it's 76005. Just Google the zip code. You'll see the Viridian here in Arlington in the greater DFW. And you'll see the masterclass neighborhood. Now, just a few years ago, I was homeless, living in the hood. And now we're living our best life. So, and I got a home office, which is where I'm able to do this stuff. I told you, you don't have to leave home. I literally built the house came with the office, but I just designed it. And, but anyway, my blessing is that I get to share this with you. So I hope you use it and take advantage of it, because everybody's not going to get this information, but you have today, and it's going to change your life. Right? So I'll drop the link as soon as this video shuts off. I'll replay it live, go back and watch it, get all the free information, share it with at least 2 people, and follow me on Instagram, Middleman CEO. Hope you guys have a wonderful, blessed day. Can't wait to see you in the live training where I'm going to break this down exactly how to do it and change your life. All right, guys, be blessed. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.